I want to apologize beforehand. I have my phone out because I took notes on here about the episode so I can remember things. This is a new style I'm going to try. Hopefully it doesn't hold me back or restrict my reviewing style, but if it's well received by you guys, then I'll continue doing it. It's just so I don't forget the key important details of an episode or first impressions. Now, Boku Dake ga Inai Machi, I believe that's how you pronounce it, otherwise known as Erased. Oh my god. It's pretty damn interesting. No, not pretty damn interesting. It's hella interesting. I've seen people, chibi reviews, Double for Anime, Enriku Zero, Uzumaki-Kon. I've seen them talk about the series. I've seen that they already have videos, and I was curious. The premise, I didn't even read the premise until today when I decided to watch it, and I'm hooked. One episode alone, I'm hooked. Now, let's talk about this. Erased, that's how I'm just going to refer to it, focuses around Satoru Fujinuma. I'm sorry if I'm butchering any pronunciations. I'm English, it's Japanese. Again, if I butcher something, forgive me, but tell me the correct way of pronouncing it in the comments below. Now, Erased, it follows Satoru. He's a pizza delivery guy, and he wants to be a mangaka, a manga author. But he's kind of failing. He's 29 years old, and this main character, he's sort of bland looking. He's the cold-hearted type. He doesn't open up to others easily. He has a membrane around him whenever he's with others. Now, the episode starts off simple enough, and then we get to the revival phenomenon, where time literally goes back a minute to 5 minutes, according to him, and it's so he can prevent a disaster, a catastrophe, or death. So if someone was to get hit by a car, it sends him back like 5 minutes before that so he can stop them and save them to prevent that death. And the time loops and loops and loops until he actually saves them or changes the event. And for the most part, it always evens out the thing because he succeeds. But sometimes he does get a negative effect on him. Like in this one, he saved a kid from being hit by a truck where the driver had a heart attack and died behind the wheel, and he was going full speed down the road. When Satoru diverted the truck by grabbing inside the window and turning the wheel, he hit a car. But miraculously, he actually managed to walk away with no scrapes or anything. He hit his head on the car and everything, so he was in the hospital, but he wasn't really injured. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to do a little bit of theorizing right off the bat in episode 1. This is still a first impressions, but does his supernatural ability, time travel ability, the time repeat, or whatever you want to call it, the revival phenomenon, does it protect him when he's in that time loop? I really wonder, when he's sent back in time, can he die? Or can he actually take serious injury? And they established in this episode that it's 1 to 5 minutes between every event when he goes into the revival phenomenon. But towards the end of the episode, the latter half of the episode had me really sitting on my seat because the tension and then what happened, oh my god. His mother shows up out of concern for him because he was hit by a car and all that. He saved a child and all that. And, well, let's just say his mother recognized someone from 18 years ago or so that was behind the kidnappings the abductions of 2 of his classmates, of Satoru's classmates in the 5th grade, and they sent Yuki, a wrongly accused man, in place of him, and they accused him of being a serial killer and a murderer and all that. Now, there was a revival phenomenon in the parking lot of a supermarket, and his mother was with Satoru, so she said, you commented about this before, you had this weird feeling, and that was back about a small fire. Now, I wonder if she doesn't know he has the revival phenomenon, but she has a faint inkling, I can tell that. Now, she managed to recognize the actual abductor. She recognized him somehow and everything from all those years ago. Yeah, he did not appreciate that. Their eyes met, and when she walked home a couple nights later, the man came into Sotaro's apartment and stabbed her. That had me on the edge of my seats, and I'm going, oh my god! Because holy shit. And then it just hits you. Oh my god. When she was reaching for the phone, her hand covered in her own blood from a knife in her gut, reaching for the phone because she wanted to call Sotaro and tell him not to come back to the apartment because it's dangerous. The killer was there. And Sotaro, his mother wasn't able to make the call, so he actually came to the apartment. It was his place and everything. And he walks past the killer, and the killer looks at him, and the killer has red eyes. Now, he comes to find out his mom is dead. His mom had been murdered. He had her blood on his hand, and when he backed away out of terror, a neighbor walked in the front door and everything to return some curry that the mother made the previous night and lent them. She saw that, the police came, and Hotaru started freaking out and running away. And apparently, he went 18 years back in time to when he was in the 5th grade. He went back to 1988, when he was still a child. So now, he's around 11 years old. That's around the time that his classmates had been abducted. So I'm assuming he's going to have to prevent their abductions, and then he'll be able to be sent back back to where he was, or at least with the events fixed. Now, can we rename the show The Guy Who Leapt Through Time? If you get that reference, I love you. But seriously, they established it's 1 to 5 minutes, then he leaps 18 years. Did running and his panic and fear influence his supernatural ability and made him go farther back? Can he control it at will? Is there a way to control it at will? I really have a lot of questions and I don't know. But I'm pretty sure, I'm hoping they get answered. I know there's episode 2 and episode 3 is coming out pretty soon and all that. But, goddamn, I'm addicted. Episode 1 of Erased. Oh my god. And then the high school chick who was at the hospital and she's his co-worker and all that. I wonder if she'll ever play another role in this series, or was she just a one-time character in the series? I don't know. I can tell it's going to get a lot more intense. It's going to get dark. I gotta say, the first half of the episode, well, first maybe 3/4 of the episode, it was not as dark. There were some dark moments with the whole preventing death and all that, but once we got to that last, fourth, oh, I was on the edge of my seat. The tension was in the air, and oh, fuck. I was not expecting this to be so good. A1 Pictures, you're outdoing yourself. Oh my god. And real quick, whenever the revival phenomenon happens, there's these light bluish butterflies in the air. 1 to 2. That's basically a sign that it's going to occur. I just love the whole time travel aspect to prevent death, catastrophe, and all that. And now there's just so much mystery, and how are they going to solve the abductions, how are they going to prevent them? He's only 11 years old, he doesn't have an adult body, so he's going to have some struggles along with that, and he's going to have to readjust to being an 11-year-old because he's stuck in there indefinitely until he can solve this. Our poor main character was framed for murder, and now he has to go back in time, solve the abductions, and hopefully clear up this entire thing. I'm hyped for episode 2. Tell me your thoughts of episode 1 alone. Don't spoil the manga. I know this is adapted from a manga. Tell me how so far, if it's closely adapting from it. Tell me your thoughts just based on episode 1 alone, or how far it's been adapted from the manga, etc., etc. I'll see you guys in episode 2 review, so check out the links down in the description where you can go and find me on Twitter and Facebook, and a link to Erased, aka Boku Dake Inai Machi. I'll get it eventually. Be sure to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next review. This is Outerx Nation here. Be sure to have a good day. Watch lots of anime, read lots of manga. Bye-bye, guys.